All right, I am back. It's been a while. There's a reason that it's been a while. Shut up. I just did 780 calories, about an hour 15. Pretty consistent high speed. That noise is the sound of a fan. You can actually see it right there. The AC isn't working in our house right now, which is something that it's one of the reasons that it's been a while since I did a video, and since it's been a while since I've got on here. But I figured, like, who cares? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be sweating anyway. We got into a wreck a while ago. Actually, I have something to show you. This is the fender off of the car from where we hit. Well, that's a piece of plastic that broke. Yeah, this is a piece of plastic. It doesn't change anything. But yeah, still not sure if we're going to be trading it in because we've owned it for a while, or if we're just going to be replacing the part. I can find fenders, that exact same part, regardless of the color, for about 100, 200, which isn't bad, and I know where to screw it in. The problem is that the steel, two of the steel attachment points where the fender would normally be attached are damaged and are bent out of shape. The rest of them are fine, but two of them are very much bent out of shape, and I don't know what they looked like or how they were supposed to be attached before the wreck. So I could technically bend it back into place, just buy the part and then replace it, but I don't know. And then there is the passenger side door, which is a pretty big dent in it, going all the way across. Vehicle still runs, none of the glass was broken. I took the fender off so the doors could open freely, and because there was a piece, that bent piece of metal when the tire, because it's just over the tire, and so when we would hit a bump, it sounded like and kind of felt like it was kind of scraping the metal, and so since I didn't want to blow out, I took the metal off. That's why it's in here. Anyway, so that AC went out and finished the large projects. What else? I had some video editing for a review video that someone wanted me to do for a product, but the video, there was something about either the compression or the conversion of the video file, just it got all jank, and so slowly but surely either the video or the audio would get out of sync, and so by the end the video and audio doesn't match up anymore. So I don't know if it was that there was extra time being added to the audio, just with little hiccups here and there, or if frames were missing in the video, making it where it ended up being shorter. I don't know, but the point is that the video was unusable, so I have to shoot that all over again. And then tomorrow, hopefully, should be, will have to be, yeah, what's today? Let's see what today is. Doesn't say there. 16, oh shit. Yeah, I probably have to do that tonight, actually. I have to shoot a video for an audition for my agent. And I was hoping that the AC would be working today. They supposedly stopped by today to fix it. So what happened was that they replaced parts on my AC unit outside, new parts, but they turned the power off so they could do electrical work, obviously. But then they didn't turn the power back on when they were finished. And when I called and told them that, they were like, "Oh, we're just going to put in, a work order." A work order, it's not broken. You just need to turn it back on. And they're like, "I'll see if there's anyone who can stop by tomorrow." I was like, "Is everyone off?" They're like, "No, they're just all walking around the apartment complex." I was like, "Well, if any of them are walking by my AC unit, just tell them to turn it on. Any of them walking by, that apartment number, just turn it on. That's all they got to do." And they're like, okay. And then nothing happened. And then kept calling them. And then today, supposedly, they stopped by for a couple seconds. They came to the door, knocked on it, looked at the peephole. The person was already walking away by the time I got to the door. I opened it up, called after them. They didn't turn back. They didn't respond. They just kept walking. And I closed it. I was like, what the heck? And so I called them and, told them that, yeah, we were here. They reported that we weren't here. And so they couldn't do it. I was like, you don't even need to come inside the apartment. Everything you have to do is outside. And yes, I was here, and yes, I called to them, and they were like, yeah, the person says that they were there for like a couple minutes and you never showed. And I was like, absolutely bullshit. So, and then they said that they would see if anyone was able to come now, and that was about like 4 o'clock when I called them, and nobody showed up. And the door had, I've been in this room this whole time doing stuff nearby, and it is like 9 o'clock right now. No one has ever showed up. I don't know what to do. Like, if I knew where the power was to just turn it on, I'd go turn it on. But I don't know where it is, because it's not at the AC unit itself. It's nearby. There's a box with a lock on it. And I can't get to it. And it's not none of the circuit boards in here. The breaker box goes to the AC unit inside, which also has no power. So I flipped the switch, all this kind of stuff. I've tested to see if there's power going through it. There isn't. And they didn't come inside to turn any of this off before. Because I remember it was early in the morning. It was like 8 in the morning when they were doing that. And my head, is like right by where they were working on the AC unit. And there's banging and smashing and tossing pieces of metal and stuff. And I'm not being quiet at all. So I knew when they were doing it. And they didn't need to come inside. They didn't knock on the door. Why did they got to do it now? So that's what I'm pissed about. Good news on the webcomic. The artist that I'm working with, is almost done with the inking process. And they got good ways in it, and they're doing a good job. They're doing a pretty good job. The only complaint that I have is that they're kind of really just matching my art style. I kind of wish that they would add a little bit of their own flair to try to make, because my art start's inconsistent, and so I would kind of like it if it just stayed consistent, even if it didn't look exactly like what I drew. I would like it to be consistent all the way through. So that's just one small complaint, but I'm sure after the inking and the coloring and the shading, which I've already seen the samples. They sent me a sample of like 2 of the panels they did before I even made the purchase, or made the agreement. And they sent me, and it looks great. It looks exactly like what I would want. Very cartoony, very colorful, very, very bright, crisp, clean lines, totally good. It's just they're basically just copying exactly what I drew when I penciled. And I kind of would like it to be a little bit more, fine-tuned and tweaked, because I know that my art is, not fine-tuned. It's not consistent. It is not on a more professional level, which is why I really wanted to work with my brother, because he is much more of a professional, and because he knows, anytime I send him something to redraw, considering he knows my, how I think and how I draw and how I write and how I come up with stuff, he knows where to put more detail and where to, what kind of art style I had in mind. And he's always been very, very good at that. That's why I really, really wanted to work with him, but he's basically unavailable and out of the game, so I'm having to work with somebody else. And then it costs too much, and for a burner project, it's fine. And I'm hoping that people like it. And I'll probably be... When it's out, the next vlog, I'll try to have a link to it in the description for those who care. Probably looking to Webtoons, or Webtoon. I think it's just called Webtoon. Because it seems to be the most wildly accepted open platform for webcomics. Here's the other thing that I'm still thinking about is, since I'm wanting to do a whole bunch of random misfit one-offs, kind of like this one, that are more cartoony, more funny papers kind of stuff, Sunday funny papers, classical, that kind of humor. And then there's other ones where I'm wanting to do that are a little bit more serious, and they're, a series, more of drama, and it's like an ongoing series with a whole bunch of issues. The problem is, should I put all of these under one banner? And under the title of Funny Guy Timmy, which is normally what I, launch every platform or every series or anything that I do under. For the drama, Funny Guy Timmy does not really speak volumes to drama and a more serious series, touching on a little bit more darker topics. So I don't know, should the Funny Guy Timmy shorts be the animated or the more cartoony look, and then something else for the more serious stuff, and technically still be connected to the same brand? I don't know. That's something I'm trying to figure out. But we'll see. It's just something that I would really like to figure out. But I got time. To figure that out. If anything, I'll probably just do under the two banners, and then, because there is a way of linking them. You can, when you credit people, supposedly, I have to look into this, but supposedly when you credit people like artist, inker, writer, producer, all that kind of stuff, they should be able to click on the link and it will go to other things that person has worked on. So there should still be a way of linking projects together, that if people really like this, like stuff that this person has done, they can go support them with this stuff. The only problem is, again, it'd be very, very different in tone and feel and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. I'm going to go take a shower, a cold shower, because otherwise I'm going to get out and I'm going to be sweating again. And hopefully tomorrow everything will be good. And later tonight, I have to shoot an audition, which I thought I had to do tomorrow, because I thought I had an extra day, but tomorrow it's due, so might as well do it now. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be it, and peace.